Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atma Jyotis to today's continuation of the contemplation on Aparoksha Anubhuti. So Deepaji, we had, if I remember correctly, we had picked up the question, is consciousness different from matter?
Yes, sir.
And in the last session, we were having a wonderful discussion with you and Megha.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so let's continue from the question 11 itself. Is consciousness different from matter?
Consciousness is not different from matter. Everything appears in the consciousness. They are one and the same. It appears and disappears in the consciousness.
Correct. However, the kind of the questioning in the last session led to, you were saying there are things which are living and there are things which are non-living. How can everything be consciousness? Something like that, I think the last session had prompted and we could not conclude.
Yes,
so what's
sir.
the latest that, you are now
This one
thinking?
question I would, in that statement, in that answer itself, it appears in the consciousness. So is it still different? There is something, matter is appearing in consciousness. So matter and consciousness, it looks like a different.
Yeah. Is there a difference? Is consciousness different from matter?
Consciousness is not different from matter.
Okay. So which means that there is no more living, non-living, all that distinction, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then how do you say that matter is not different from consciousness?
Sir, when I go through the talk, I understand, but when it comes to expressing, I'll not be able to express or remember what I have watched in the video, sir.
That is absolutely okay. That's why manana. Manana is not about remembering and answering. Manana is, if something is true, it must be true now also. So I should be able to see the truth even now also. So manana is, therefore, how is that true now? If I have to remember and answer, it is somebody else's answer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so therefore, you begin questioning. Right now you're seeing something.
Yeah.
When you're seeing something, you naturally feel it as, for example, okay, what am I seeing? Okay, it's some wooden object. Okay, is it living? No, not at all. Even if I beat it, it doesn't cry. But now you have your daughter right next to you, or maybe she's there somewhere there. You go and do the same thing. She'll either get angry or cry or become sad, something like that. There is a response that you see. So
yeah.
No, you don't call your daughter as a matter. You don't refer to her as that thing. Whereas this you refer as this thing. So yeah, so all this is there. How is this also consciousness then?
If we are going to go deep into the wood, actually it will have molecules and atoms, and when we suppose if we are going to keep that under a electron microscope, then we also see that it is also energy which we are. So and the consciousness is nothing but the matter itself. I mean, the matter is nothing but the consciousness itself. We are also energy, and the matter also is energy. So in that way, we can say that they both are the same.
Okay. But then how is this distinction then living, non-living and all that then from where it is coming?
It is the label that we have given. It comes under science.
So you're saying it is more of a incomplete understanding because of whatever you have learned in life.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in whatever you said, are you saying that out of your memory, or are you right now seeing it? Are you seeing what you are saying?
No, sir. I was actually yesterday watching the video, and I felt what Guruji said is also right.
Fine. That is okay. But now my prompt is, right now as you are saying, are you seeing what you are saying?
No, no, sir. I can't see that. But I'm convinced that everything around me is consciousness itself. When all the great sages have said this, and even in Bhagavad Gita, we are coming through all these things. I mean, whatever is said in Vedanta is all, I mean, we can also hear it from the Lord Himself. In that way, I am convinced.
Okay, so it's a faith-based answer.
It's not Aparoksha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, when you say I don't see it, can you go a little deeper into what is the seeing which will help you to see it? What do you mean by seeing? What is that you want to see?
Um, when the life is going on smoothly, I don't think much about all these things. But when there are problems in life, I just try to go deeper. Only I think during those times I will be able to realize all these things, what is said in Vedanta is true. So I don't know when will I be able to see all these things, what is being taught here now will be clear to me.
Okay. So now, when you use such fleeting words, see all this, it becomes difficult to pinpoint and go deeper. So right now, let us take this question, matter, and is it different from so-called consciousness?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So simply go, pick something right in front of you right now, which you think as matter.
Book.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you would label it as matter, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how about you? Are you matter?
No, I'm consciousness.
Your consciousness. How about your daughter?
Yeah, consciousness.
Consciousness. Okay. All right. So now let us take this example. Now your daughter, you, the book. On what basis are you calling the book as matter? What is the criteria? What is the, some kind of a rule you must be applying, no, to call something as something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Only when I open the book, it will open.
So what you are saying is, it is something which is very inert, and it responds only when you move.
Yeah, it just exists. What I can see here, the book, it just exists. I can't see the consciousness aspect in it.
You cannot see the consciousness aspect in it. Okay, all right. Now, just as an example, let's say there is a big buffalo which has eaten nicely and is in little bit of a pond. Now, that also, even if you prick, it may not move in that particular time. Or you heard the story of Kumbhakarna, and you've seen so many Kumbhakarnas around you also.
Or a tree.
Or a tree. A tree is another good example. Even if you go and prick it, it will not move.
Oh, yes, sir. But it will show its response, sometimes bleeding. I mean, the liquid comes out.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But that is a response to your pricking.
Yeah.
The example you gave is the book opens only when I open.
Yeah.
The tree also bleeds only when I prick.
Yes, sir.
Daughter also speaks only when you speak to her.
Yes, sir.
So taking these examples, then what is the rule that you are applying to say something is matter? In other words, what you are saying is it is not conscious. Something is not conscious and something is conscious is what you are trying to say here. Is that correct?
Yeah, the book doesn't speak to me.
Book doesn't speak to you.
Yeah.
The tree also doesn't speak to you.
Yeah. Animals also don't speak to us that way, or birds, we don't understand.
But the tree sways, tree moves.
That is because of wind. If there is no wind, it will be still.
Yes. So taking these points, can I conclude that it's also consciousness, or
No, don't yet conclude. Don't yet jump. So just see for what it is. See, you have a certain criteria in the mind, certain rules in the mind by which you are seeing something as something and something else as something else.
Yeah.
So it's a discovery. I am not prompting you to jump.
Yes, sir.
So the rule that we just now discussed is it seems to be inert. In the absence of wind, tree is also inert. In the absence of somebody prompting, Kumbhakarna is also inert.
Yeah.
So is that the criteria to say something is conscious and something is not conscious? Can that be used as a criteria?
No.
Then what is the next criteria? But still your mind may be saying, they are correct, but still the book and my daughter, how can they be same?
Yeah.
So how? What is the criteria? So see in your mind, what is the criteria that you're applying to distinguish?
Maybe she's saying based on living and non-living.
Yeah, Shubhaji. The science has got stronger points in my mind. So that's the reason not able to
Okay,
get
no problem. It's okay. No need to explain why it is so. It is only discovering right now based on whatever it is so.
Yes, sir.
So is there a distinction between living and non-living in your mind?
We can write, read, all those things, but how can a non-living thing read or write?
Okay, so what is reading and writing?
Reading and writing is what the humans have discovered.
Reading and writing is some kind of a power you are able to consciously apply that power.
Yeah.
You are saying that a non-living thing cannot show that, correct?
Yeah.
Now, for example, there are illiterates. They have no capability of reading and writing. How
Yeah.
can you say that that's a general power? Just because you sing so well, if I also sing, people will say, let's throw tomatoes. So how can a particular power, so now for example, eagle flies. You and I
Yes, sir.
cannot fly. So like that, there are different powers. So can we take a particular power as a criteria to say something is living and something is not living? Though it is not in your definition, the book on the book somebody can write, which somebody can see. That's a power that the book is offering that you and I may not be able to offer.
Sir, in Tattvabodha,
Hmm.
we came across a point where uh, uh, it is said that even in the stone,
Hmm.
the consciousness aspect is missing.
No, it is not said it is missing. What is said is, it is said in the Aparoksha Anubhuti talks by Prabhuji.
Hmm.
So
Question.
it is essentially
In a way of expressing is what? It's a existence can be easily seen, but Sat Chit and Ananda like not seen by from outside.
so this is what is said. So your true nature is Sat, Chit, and Ananda. So what is Sat? Sat means existence.
Yeah.
The rock also exists, tree also exists, bird also exists, human also exists, star also exists, existence. There is a easiness. There is, right? There is something. That
Yeah.
easiness can be seen in all, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the so-called chit, chit means what?
Consciousness,
Means what?
the awareness, the light that leads the self.
So the expression, see, how do you know that you are aware? In deep sleep, do you even know your own Sat, Chit, and Ananda nature?
No.
When do you become aware that you are a conscious being?
When I wake up.
Meaning what? What is the difference between your deep sleep and your waking up state?
In deep sleep, I'm not aware of whatever is going on around me. Whereas when I wake up, I will know what is happening.
One prompt there. In deep sleep, based on your deep sleep, how can you even say that there is something going on around you?
In deep sleep, we'll not know what happens around us, sir.
No, my question is, how can you say that there is something around you in deep sleep?
Oh.
Is the question clear?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Purely from deep sleep viewpoint, how can you say that there is something around? Around who?
There's nothing in the deep sleep. There's nothing in the deep sleep. Whereas in the waking world, I can see things going around me and going on around me, and
Or you can say that there was no world and the world
there was
appeared.
no world in the every
Appeared when I'm awake.
there was no world in the deep sleep, and in the waking state, everything is appearing.
How is the world appearing to you? How do you know about the existence of the world?
I can see everything around me. So
If you're
I
if you're blind, not wishing upon that you, but as in a matter of speaking, if someone is blind, how do they become aware of the world?
the other sense organs would be working, isn't it, sir?
So how does anyone become aware? So-called you, how are you becoming aware of the so-called world?
It is because of the light of the self in the waking world. We know that even I am there, and everything is
So the light
there.
of the self and I am and the world. Are there three things then in the waking state?
No, they are all one and the same.
Now again, you jumped into conclusion. How is that one and the same? So you have to discover that step by step. No, so you just now said during deep sleep there is no awareness of anything else. Correct?
Yes.
So in the waking state, you're becoming aware of the world. And the question that is being prompted is, how are you becoming aware of the world? Through what mechanism? By what are you becoming aware of the world?
Mainly the eyes. When I wake up, I see the things going on around me. And if I were blind, then the other sense organs would help me.
So in a way, can we say it is your 5 sense organs that are helping you to become aware of the world?
No, even if there are no sense organs, when I wake up, the sense organs are helping me know that, the things going on around me.
Deep sleep is like, all your sense organs have gone into their source. When the sense organs are not operating, in other words, when mind is not operating, there is no way there is a distinction.
Yeah.
Correct, no?
Yeah.
It's like a balloon, if you take, when it is purely a balloon, it looks like a flat thing. But when you blow the air, it becomes a round thing.
Yeah.
Then you see, oh, balloon has this side, that side. But when I initially saw it in the cover, it was like a rectangle.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is your sense organs through which you are receiving something.
Yes, sir.
What are you receiving?
The sound, smell, the vision, whatever I can see through my eyes. Then the, whatever I can feel by touching or hear.
Correct. So fundamentally, all these, where do they appear? The smell, where does it appear? The touch, where does it appear?
In the mind.
In the mind. As what?
As a picture, when I see an apple, I can visualize an apple in my mind.
Does everything, does smell also appear as a picture?
No. Smell will.
Does the touch also appear as a picture?
No, sir.
Yeah.
If I'm touching something hot, then some kind of uh,
The most
kind
predominant
of-
sense is vision. That is okay. The
Yes,
most
sir.
predominant way we say that, I am seeing something in the mind is through a picture,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
it's not necessary that, everything has to appear as a picture.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the picture you have for heat?
Yeah. Some unpleasant um, which doesn't
Some
which
sensation
causes
appears,
pain to
in your
me.
mind.
Yeah, which causes pain to me.
That's the next step. But step by
Some
step,
irritation in my mind would appear.
irritation is a after effect. It is like
Yeah.
saying that, see, when I touched, something came into my mind, correct?
Yeah.
Then I felt irritation. So if you see here, there are 3 distinct steps:
Yeah.
touching and something else appearing in the mind, and then the decision.
That it is hot.
It is hot, it is unpleasant, all that, right?
Yeah.
I am asking you about the second thing. So when you touch, something appeared, right? What appeared?
It burnt my hand.
That is the effect. Please see, when you touch something, before you said it is hot or cold, something appeared in your mind, right? Is the question clear to you?
Yeah. Question is clear, sir. But before touching, what will appear in my mind?
Not before touching. When you touched, see, for example, you go and open your fridge and you take ice cube. And if I ask you, how is the ice cube? You say, very cold. There is a tea kettle on the stove, and I ask you to touch,
hot.
you say, very hot.
Yeah.
So let us take that example.
Hmm.
So before touching, you did not know whether it's heat, whether it's hot or cold. Now let's say, for example, the kettle, you touched.
Yeah.
Then the answer came hot, correct?
Yes, sir.
So for you to answer, something must have appeared in your mind, right?
Yes, sir.
What is that appeared in your mind? Based on which you gave the answer, it is hot, it is cold. Are you able to now see the question? Am I audible?
The steam that comes out
All that is
when
there,
it
Amma. You can see the steam and say it is. See, sometimes even when you take all these coldest things, they also have vapor. So by vapor alone, you may not be able to say hot or cold, correct?
yes.
So the question I'm prompting you is, see, let's take a simple touching example. You're touching something and you're telling whether it's hot or cold. That simple example. You touching is the first step. You giving answer is what appears as the next step, right?
Yeah.
But in order for you to answer, there is something else happening in your mind in between, is it not?
Yes, sir.
So my question therefore is, when you touched, what happened in your mind that prompted you to give hot in one case, cold in another case as an answer?
The mind thought for some time and it got the
Excellent
information.
question. Excellent answer. Thought based on what? It thought, correct. It gave an answer, hot. But based on what did it give the answer?
It's based on the memory, chitta.
But memory is, your experience of having touched a cold item or hot item. But right now, whatever that is you touched, how has that appeared in your mind? What has appeared in your mind?
It appeared as a thought.
Did it directly appear as a thought? From
No.
your skin, whatever, let's say you put your hand. From your hand, did it appear as a thought? Correct. That is also
No.
correct. But before it appeared as a thought, what else came from where you are touching that hot kettle? Is something coming from your
Yes, the information that has already been stored, that when you touch a hot thing, it will burn my hands. That is already there in my
That is a separate question altogether. That's a separate question altogether. Right now, you simply think like a baby. You touch something and it creates a thought, correct?
Yeah.
Before it created that thought, when you touched, what came to your mind? Based on which, then only you can think, no? So when you're touching, something is coming into you, is it not?
Yeah.
When you're seeing, something is coming into your mind from whatever you're seeing, is it not?
Yes.
When you're hearing, something is coming into your mind, is it not?
Yeah.
Like that, all the five senses, each of the sense, they come in contact with something and then only it appears in the mind, is it not?
Yeah.
So what is coming into your mind? That is a question I'm prompting you.
The kettle would come into my mind when I'm going to touch the kettle.
That is,
would come into
your kettle picture, right?
Yeah.
So are you seeing this picture that I'm showing on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, there is what is that you're seeing here? There's a bird.
Yes.
And what is happening?
He's seeing a bird. There's a light
How is he seeing? How is this fellow seeing?
through the eyes.
So yeah, go deeper, go step by step. Through the eyes, what is happening in the eye?
It is because of the light in his eyes that he's able to see.
See what?
And then see the bird.
Where is he seeing? Where is he seeing? Is he seeing in the eye only?
No. He is seeing that in his mind.
So before he sees in the mind, what is mind first of all?
Mind is a collection of thoughts.
So some place that you call as mind, where thinking seems to be happening, right?
Yeah.
But unlike eye or unlike brain, we cannot see mind.
Yeah.
But from the signs, what do we know? Whatever the light that is falling on the eye is coming into the so-called brain. In the brain, there is an area called visual cortex. If that visual cortex is not there, vision doesn't work. It's like the hardware. The wiring is not there. Similarly, for each of the five senses to work, there are different places in the brain. Those places are responsible for that particular sense to work. Okay?
Yeah.
From there, you are saying it is appearing in the mind. This is the next, let's say, the magic, right? The current science doesn't know how this magic happens. From the so-called brain, which is a physical organ, which can be put under a scanner, for you, it is not in the brain alone, but there is something you keep referring as a mind where you are seeing. Because you are not seeing the brain and in the brain a small bird sitting, right? You are not seeing this way. Yeah. When you say, I am seeing the bird, you don't say that, I saw my brain. In my brain, a small bird sat, and that is how I know the bird. That is not how you answer, right?
Yeah.
There is something else where, it's a very, very unknown, what you are referring as a mind.
Yes, sir.
But the science explains only till here, correct?
Yeah.
So now tell me, this bird that is outside, when it is appearing in your so-called mind, is it the bird that is coming into your mind? Is this bird all entered through the eyes and entered through the nerves and the brain, and then from the brain it flew into your mind? Is that how it is?
No, no.
Then
I
what is
know
entering
that.
your mind? What is entering your mind? That is a question I'm asking you.
After the picture of the bird appears in my mind, I would say I know this. I
No,
know
that
the
is
bird.
you're jumping to the next step. I'm asking you to pause at this step where what is entering your mind? What is entering your mind? What is this that is entering your mind?
Uh, mind. I'll refer to the memory and then the
Memory is later, Alva Deepaji. What is entering your mind, Amma? See, the light is falling on this bird, and from the eyes, it is going into your brain, and from there, it is entering your mind. Later, you will say it's a bird, it's a sparrow, whatever. That's all from memory. That's the next step. But the first thing, what is appearing? What
bird
is
will
entering
enter
your
in
mind?
my
Huh?
the bird, the picture of the bird.
As what? What is this that is entering your mind? Is it the picture of the bird that is entering your mind?
No, the information that it's a bird.
That is later your interpretation. If you're a small baby, you will not call it as a bird. What is entering? Simply some sensations, no?
Yes, sir.
And it is those sensations that you are interpreting in your mind.
Yes, sir.
Are you seeing what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Because we do not go step by step, we jump into all these next steps.
Yes, sir.
So what is world essentially then?
World is the sensation.
Simply
Collection.
appearance and disappearance of the sensations,
Yes, sir.
which then later you, depending upon who you think you are, and depending upon what kind of information you have about it, you interpret that and you decide, and then you give an answer. Hot, cold. If you've never felt that sensation before, you have no answer.
Yes, sir.
If you've never tasted a particular fruit, if I ask you what is the taste of the fruit, you will not explain. If I ask you about mango, you will explain. Like that, interpretation of the sensation is the next stage.
Yes, sir.
So if you really look at it, this is the first step. Your senses came in touch with some object of the sense. In this case, it's being shown through light, eye. Just like this, only when your ear comes in touch with an object of its sense, which is what? Sound. Here, eye is coming in touch with light. This is the first step. Similarly, ear coming in touch with the object of that sense. What is the object of that sense? Sound. That then goes into the brain through various mechanisms. In the case of the eye, it is there is a lens and there is rods and cones. All that is biology. Okay. Through that, it enters the mind. When it enters the brain. When it enters the brain, as what it has entered the brain? Simply, when scientists are looking at it, is nothing but electrical impulses. Very low voltage electrical impulses. Just like how electricity is flowing in the wire. When you think of when you're charging a mobile, right? When you're charging a mobile, something is flowing here in this wire, no, into this mobile.
Yes, sir.
What is flowing?
Current.
Current. Exactly like that. Very much equivalent, which can even be measured. Scientists have measured what is the voltage of it. What is the current? Current is nothing but flow of that energy in a unit time. So they have been able to measure that. When someone is saying, I'm seeing. When someone is saying, I'm hearing. When someone is saying, I'm smelling. So this current goes into brain. This much is the only part that the science is able to explain. From here onwards, you have to see from your own mind, because you are that very center where all this is happening. This current is appearing as your sensation in your mind. So simply, what is world? Various sensations.
Yes, sir.
And some sensation you are freezing and interpreting in your mind as book, heat, cold. And as you develop attachment, like, or I don't like. All of this is after it has entered your mind. So
because the way it is recorded in this one,
exactly. If it is a pleasant sensation, first time you say I like. Unpleasant, I don't like. So step 1, step 2, step 3, then step 4 is where it gives the answer.
I feel like it's like the schooling we did. The world was presented in the books, and that's what is there in the memory. While if someone had gone through, let's say, Gurukula, where this Vedanta was taught from childhood, maybe the world, the way the student sees the world will be as per what he's been taught. Finally, it's how it is recorded in the memory of what is seen. Can I say that?
Absolutely. So when you say something is good, in the sensation, there is nothing called good. Can you see that statement, Deepaji? In the sensation, there is nothing called as a good.
Yeah.
In the sensation, there is nothing called as a bad. In the sensation, there is nothing called as a heat. In the sensation, there is nothing called as a cold. So the sensation is as it is. In other words, the world is as it is.
Yes, sir.
However, you can say, this is good, this is bad. means what? The world is nothing but sensations appearing and disappearing. You are taking you are having a partial attitude, partial judgment towards what is appearing and what is appearing and disappearing.
That is based on the teaching.
That is based on how you have kind of absorbed from the world.
Observed on thought.
In other words, saying that I like my daughter's eyes, I don't like her hand. I like my my nose, but I simply hate my ears. You have taken a partial attitude towards what is appearing and disappearing. And how have you taken that attitude? Depending upon what you have observed from your surroundings. So then what is jnana? Jnana is helping you see the world as it is. The world has nothing called good, bad. It is you in your mind, you are associating to a given sensation a label called good, bad. World is simply a flow of sensations. Appearing for who? You. So fundamentally it is you who is conscious, because you are the one who's interpreting all these sensations. The sensations themselves are not bringing any kind of judgment in them.
They are jada.
So all sensations from that viewpoint is jada. In the sense that they're simply coming and going. Jada doesn't mean inert, meaning, static. Jada means it has no information by itself. It is not an information by itself. It is not a jnana by itself. Jnana is you. You are the jnana swarupa. You are the one who is giving the meaning to the sensation. So who is the jnana swarupa in this picture? You. And world in that sense is jada. Jnana is not in the world in that sense of understanding.
That is
That
also
sense,
to say that it supports the Advaita, that you are the only one, there is no other.
yeah.
From consciousness point of view, there is only one.
So in that sense, tree is jada, book is jada, your daughter is jada, your body is jada, your mind is jada. You are the only one who is the jnana swarupa.
The consciousness behind this body is the only real.
Is this bringing clarity, Deepaji?
Yes, sir.
So this is happening right now. Here. It is not truth because Prabhuji said it. Prabhuji is only reflecting what is. This is how it is, so it is being said. So if this is how it is, it must be now, yesterday, tomorrow, any time. Because where is time in that sense? First of all, where is time now? What is time?
Time.
Where is time?
Time is here and now.
Means what? What is time?
It was there always.
What was there always?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. The question is, what is time?
Time is the concept that we have in our mind, but um, as far as the consciousness is concerned, it is here and now.
So how is the concept of time getting created? Using this understanding that we just now entered into, or we saw. What is time? Please tell me, what is time?
We have differentiated time into three different things. The three different times: past, present, and future.
My question is, how is that happening? Because what is happening is the only picture that you're seeing in front of you, which is sensations are coming and going. That's the only
Yeah.
reality. So now tell me, what is time based on that?
Time also comes and goes. It appears and disappears.
How? What is time then?
Time is here and now. This is the only moment. This is the only time that I have.
But then we talk about past, we talk about future, we talk about 1 hour back. We have all this in some time in the future. We have all these concepts. No? So how is that concept coming then?
That was all due to schooling and what we have been using throughout our life. These concepts that we have been using throughout our life.
Is it really because of schooling that you have a concept called time? See, you can clearly see that, yesterday you are 10 years back, you are different, and today you are different. So you create you have a sense of a time, no?
Yes, sir.
So my question is, how is that concept of time getting created? Forget the schooling. Now you understood this model. What is a model? World is nothing but sensations appearing and disappearing. Now tell me,
Time is also a sensation that appears and disappears.
so the sensation of a bird, is it different from the sensation of time? Is there a thing called as time, which is separate from the sensation that is appearing because of the eye coming in touch with the bird?
No, no. They are the same.
So where is the time? Where is
It's
time
there it's there in my mind itself
as
as a
what?
sensation.
See, the sensation is simply appearing and disappearing. Do you agree?
Yeah.
And sensation is appearing because the sense organ came in touch with some or the object of the sense.
Yes, sir.
Agree?
Hmm.
Okay. Now tell me, where is time?
Time is it's there in my mind itself, sir.
How? How is it appearing? Because what is appearing is only simply sensations. What is time then? If only what is appearing is sensation, what is time then? Where is this time idea coming?
Time is also a sensation itself. We say time sense, isn't it?
Then show me which of the organ is responsible for time sense.
There aren't any organs of such.
Then where it is coming from?
I don't know, sir.
Okay, you tell me, when did you eat your last meal?
Last night.
What is the distance? What is the time you ate your last meal?
It's been 12 hours now.
12 hours now. Okay, so you have a 12-hour gap.
Yeah.
Now, what is the question I asked?
Where is the
No, no,
time
right now the
What
question.
time
Okay,
you had?
we are trying to understand about the concept of time through this question. So what is the question that I just now asked? When did you eat your last meal? Correct?
Yeah.
Right now, when I asked that question,
Hmm.
what appeared in your mind?
The food that I had eaten last night and the time.
What is that? The food that you had eaten and the time is a thought, is a
Yeah.
memory. Correct?
Memory.
Yeah.
And what is now? You look at the clock and say, now it is 8:30, whatever.
Yeah.
To give the answer that it is 12 hours before that I had food, what did you do?
Just subtracted the time that
So what did you subtract? You
the
subtracted one memory from another memory, and the distance between those two memory thoughts is what you referred as time.
yeah.
So therefore, fundamentally, what is time?
Time is just a thought in my mind.
Time is the distance between two thoughts.
Huh. Yeah, distance between two thoughts.
But basically, it's coming from memory.
Hmm.
Right?
So
Because of
time, therefore, does it really exist? Does time really exist?
No.
It's an illusion
Hmm.
that time is there
Hmm.
because you keep comparing two thoughts.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you know how it was, you know how it will be tomorrow.
Hmm.
So time is purely made up by this grand illusion.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
if not for this clock and the calendar, then like the time concept may not be that strong, other than like, hey, morning and night.
How long you were in deep sleep, Deepaji?
For about 8 hours.
Deep sleep.
You cannot say that.
Deep sleep. For
During
about
the deep sleep, how long were you there in the deep sleep?
no. I was in deep sleep, but I don't know for how long.
From the standpoint of the waking, you will bring up your memory and say, oh, clock shows 9 o'clock. Clock said 8 o'clock is when I went to sleep. So it must be 11, 12, whatever hours.
Hmm.
Otherwise, deep sleep itself, there is no time.
Hmm.
And what is deep sleep? Where there is no world.
Absence of mind also.
No.
No world means what? The mind was not operating.
Hmm.
So when the mind, what is mind? Mind is nothing but time only.
No.
There are still these elderly in villages, right? Whom like when people ask like, how old are you? They say like, don't know, because there's no birth certificate, and they have not watched the calendar to just.
Also, birth of what? You know, when say somebody says, how old are you? It is with reference to the body. When the body came into so-called existence, And what is that? That's a memory. So for example, if for someone, okay, let's take someone in orphanage, their birth certificate is not there, mother is not there, father is not there. The only way that particular individual can say, I was born on this day, is when they start becoming aware of their own body, their own existence of the body, and get associated as a body. So in a way, that's why little children are not necessarily body conscious. So they have they find it very tough to understand the birth, birth date and birthday celebration. All that is a learnt behavior. As one goes through life, they go to some party and somebody is saying today is her birthday, and everybody is wishing and everybody is giving gift, and this individual also thinks, nice food, nice gift, I also should get. Then they come running and ask Amma or Appa, when is my birthday? Celebrate my birthday also.
Yes, sir.
Others are blowing candle with cake, so
I have to also. So you get into a habit of birthday celebration.
Yeah.
Whereas what is the reality? Simply sensations are floating.
Yes, sir.
And this so-called sensation then is not something separate from you, because how do you separate? What is the basis of separation? Only you are there who is aware. Then where is this so-called sensation appearing and disappearing? Appearing from where and disappearing into where?
Appearing in the consciousness and disappearing in the consciousness.
Into you, is it not?
Yeah.
So the so-called world is appearing and disappearing because of the functioning of the mind. So this tendency of the mind is world.
So can I say the book or the matter that appears and disappears in this consciousness must also be a consciousness?
Because when you say appearing and disappearing, so you're able to see a thought bubble come and thought bubble go. Thought bubble came from you, thought bubble went into you. That's the final reality. So the wave comes and goes into what? Ocean only.
Yeah.
So, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. All that is Brahman only. All right. Has this brought clarity, or is it prompting more questions in the mind?
The example that we have, the water vapor, ice, then everything will everything is water, and it will similarly, can we say the matter that we have, it's like a bubble and it goes back into the consciousness as a water. I mean, so in that way,
now you can come up with various analogies, but any analogy is only a limited expression, because if I ask you, show me sensation, you cannot. Show me consciousness, you cannot. That's the wonderful mystery. nothing is everything. That so-called you, who is a nobody, but pure awareness. What is pure awareness? Has no boundary, has no, it cannot be from any of the five senses. And that who you are, that is Aparoksha. Aparoksha. You don't need anything else to realize whatever we have just now discussed. It is not by referring to some 10,000 books that we came to this conclusion. We simply took our very current moment experience. Because what is truth must be always. Shall we end?
Yes, sir.
Will you guide us to the prayers, Deepaji?
Yes, sir. Om Satoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead me from untruth, ignorance to truth, darkness to light, impermanence, death to permanence, immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. That is complete. This is complete. When completeness is removed from completeness, what remains is complete. When completeness is added to completeness, totality remains complete. Om, peace, peace, peace.
Can you see that nothing is actually getting removed or nothing is getting added? The wave
Yes.
is simply appearing and disappearing into the ocean. So how can anything ever be incomplete?
Change of energy. It can neither be created nor destroyed.
ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ ನಾನು ನಾನೇ, ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness, Shiva Swarup. Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam. Recognition of the self is recognition of the whole. Recognition of the whole is recognition of truth.
See, the whole is nothing but what you call as the world. So world and you are not separate. Sensation and the consciousness are not separate. Shiva and Shakti are not two.
Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormukshyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormukshyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityonukshiyamamritat. We worship the three-eyed one, who is fragrant and who nourishes all. Like the fruit falls off from the bondage of the stem, may we be liberated from death, from mortality. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. May all beings be happy, healthy, peaceful. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Guru
Thank you
Sir.
very much. Yes, Deepaji.
Tomorrow we'll have Gita class, isn't it, sir?
Yeah.
Evening. Yes.
Why Deepaji?
No, tomorrow in the morning, however, we'll not have any class.
Yeah, correct. So, yeah. Anyway, tomorrow evening, our Sarananji and Shubhaji are there. I should be back, but otherwise, class will definitely go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vijay, you can just share that Zoom so that like we will.
Yes, I will do that. Yeah.
You can join.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we end?
Yes, sir.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om,
Hari
everyone.
Om.
Hari Om, sir. Thank you. Thank you.